Today we're going to talk a little bit about color and how to get the color right in our cameras and our workflow. And with that, have you ever walked into a retail store and looked at TVs and found that the TVs are kind of mixed matched in color and things like that? This one over here might look really good and have nice color, and this one over here, maybe it's even a little more expensive, but it doesn't look as good. Well, that's because those TVs haven't necessarily been calibrated. We can do the same thing with our camera. We take a picture, we look at the color, and we're like, that's just not what I wanted to have. Well, with that, we can use different tools. Like today we're going to talk a little bit about the Color Checker 2. I can take and calibrate maybe a couple of cameras together. I can make them all look like they have the same color coming out of it. So if we're struggling with color, it's a great tool to help us to really narrow that in and to get the best color that we can out of our cameras. First off, we're going to start with the Color Checker Passport 2, and maybe some differences to that and the first version. And the first is, right off the bat, we have a gray card and we have a white balance tool. So traditionally, our cameras, we can look at a gray card or point our camera to a gray card, and it will give us a correct balance to our exposure. So our cameras see 18% gray. This gray card right here is 18% gray. That's how we can measure the light, that reflective light that's going into our camera. And then if we want to, we can also create a custom white balance so that the color is coming into our camera with the right and correct white balance, so that from then on out on our photo shoot, as long as we aren't changing our environment too much, we have that custom white balance, and our color will look great right off the bat. Some other things with the Color Checker Passport 2, we have this color patch right here. In here we have our red, green, blue. We have our this area here is our CYMK. They are kind of the standard colors that we're using to base our color profiles off of, and to get their known value. They've been around for a long time, and we can go in and create custom color profiles within our workflow to get that color correct. We have over here, this is kind of our natural colors that we find in the environment. So our browns and our skin tones and blues and greens and things like that, these are known values that we can by the numbers put everything together to give us a set profile to give us really accurate color. Some other things that the Color Checker does for us, we have this area right here. If we look closely, we have kind of faces and landscapes. If we look in here, this is a way that we can white balance off of different targets to give us maybe a warm tone to our skin tones, or maybe a cool it down a little bit. If I wanted to, I can even come over here, and this right here is in post. I could click on that box, and it would give me a correct white balance. So not only can I white balance off of this, but I can also, in post, I can also create custom profiles that will give me correct and natural color for my images. And then this is our hue and saturation. If I make an adjustment to a picture, I want to know what that's doing to all of the colors and my hues and things like that, so that I'm not making one color go muddy and another color look great. I can keep it all organized. I'm going to move my colors around. This is going to be something that is a tool to help me go from neutral to whatever color I want to have in the end. And then I can also base my exposure to make sure that I have a good detail on my whites. I don't ever want to clip my whites, and then I have blacks that I want to make sure that I'm getting the nice rich blacks out of my images. What I really like about the Color Checker Passport is the idea that I can just fold it up and I can stick it in my pocket. It's small, it has a hard case. I'm not going to break it. If I drop it, it's not going to be damaged. It's a great tool to just carry with you all the time. A quick outline of the Color Checker Passport 2 right there. Check it out.